today.
Sean, you'll be privy to what we're doing. It's negotiation, so you will be privy to that.
Absolutely.
So there's other parts, other states that are adopting this legislation. So I'm not saying it's easy. We're first in the nation. We're on the forefront of this. So we're working with this other company to get to a situation, to get to a resolution of that. So that's good. Who would have ever thought that we could get legislation passed that would allow us to tax spent fuel? And I know, Sean, you were one of the people that said that'll never happen. Well,
I never said that, by the way, and stop putting words in my mouth.
Good. No, I'm glad
I said that the legislation should have included a way to have a dollar value associated with it, because we're not collecting any tax revenue. Maybe
we're working on that, Sean.
Maybe it will in the future. Who knows? But you're not doing it today.
Sean, you'll be privy to what we're doing. It's negotiation, so you will be privy to that.
Absolutely.
So there's other parts, other states that are adopting this legislation. So I'm not saying it's easy. We're first in the nation. We're on the forefront of this. So we're working with this other company to get to a situation, to get to a resolution of that. So that's good. That's, that was a positive thing.
Absolutely. But I'd like to see how any documentation or anything that you could show that I said you'll never be able to pass legislation to tax the fuel.
I guess it was mutual.
I know that's not correct, because I was on the planning board.
I'm glad you're able to explain that. This is perfect. I'm glad you're. So we want to stay positive. We want to be open to new opportunities. We don't want to be negative Nellies, and we want to pursue things. We didn't have our head in the sand. That is for sure, because you're going to see more good things coming along that we've been working on. We're here, the work of the village.
Sure.
So the Village of Buchanan resolution ratifying the mayor's execution of the Memorandum of Understanding Agreement with Nuclear Asset Management Company, LLC, NAMCO, and Holtec Decommissioning International, and ratifying the mayor's execution of the joint proposal withdrawing all court challenges with respect to the corporate license transfer. So now I'm going to read the resolution. Whereas on or about June 1st, 2015, the Village of Buchanan and Entergy Nuclear Indian Point 2 LLC and Entergy Nuclear Indian Point 3 LLC, collectively Entergy Corp, entered into a certain pilot payment in lieu of taxes agreement for the Indian Point Energy Center pursuant to Real Property Tax Law Section 45, Village Local Law Number 3 of 2015, and Village Board Resolution dated April 6, 2015, the pilot agreement with respect to certain property improvements which make up and are associated with Indian Point 2 and 3, the generation supporting building, the GSB, and the independent spent fuel storage, the SFC. Whereas Indian Point 2 has permanently shut down on or about April 30th, 2020, and IP3 is scheduled to be permanently shut down on or about April 30th, 2021. Whereas the first amendment to the pilot agreement was approved by the board on June 25th, 2020, which provided for a period of 2 years and continued to exempt this facility from the real property tax assessment rules of the Village of Buchanan. That's what happens when you enter into a pilot, as authorized by Section 485 of the Real Property Tax Law of the State of New York. And whereas Real Property Tax Law Section 485 now allows for a continued pilot agreement even after a nuclear facility is not generating electricity. Whereas in anticipation of the licensee transfer from Entergy Corp and its affiliates to Nuclear Asset Management Company, NAMCO, the parties have participated in negotiations with Holtec Decommissioning International, LLC, Holtec and NAMCO with the understanding that all parties will negotiate in good faith to enter into successor pilot agreements once the license transfer is complete, and which provides in a memorandum of understanding, the MOU, among other things, that should the Village, Holtec, and NAMCO be unable to enter into an agreement upon successor pilot agreement prior to the expiration date of the pilot agreement, 5/31/2022, Village will have the option of extending the current pilot agreement, which provides for payment of $1.2 million for the tax year 2022-2023, or the Village may send a bill with its assessment. Whereas the Village, along with numerous other parties and jurisdictions, have previously participated in litigation seeking to intervene and challenge the license transfers. Whereas the Village, on advice of counsel, has now agreed to withdraw any and all litigation and court challenges with respect to any commission action in the PSC order in case of 19-E-0730, or any action by the NRC with respect to the transfers, including case numbers 21 through 1037, 21-1080, and 21-1084. Currently pending before the DC District Court by way of a joint proposal, and whereas the MOU adequately protect the interests of the Village, and whereas the MOU and joint proposal required execution by the mayor under strict time frame, and whereas the mayor signed both the MOU and the joint proposal on April 14, 2021, and whereas the Village Board may ratify acts of public officials for acts that could have been authorized in the first place. Now be it therefore resolved that the Village Board hereby approves the proposed MOU and joint proposal and formally ratifies the mayor's signature on both documents. Be it further resolved that this resolution shall be effective immediately. So, on a motion to approve this.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Okay.